Are you a small business owner? Well, I've got this great small little simple tip that you can do today that's going to help your business grow. So make sure you do it today and follow this advice. So I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help small businesses grow on the internet. So if you have a small business, then you're going to find these types of tutorials really useful. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe down below and then you'll be updated when the next video is released. And it's going to help you then to see what things you can do, what small tips you can do to continue to get more traffic and therefore get more clients and customers ringing your phone number for your local business. Now, this simple tip that you can do today is going to help your business in 3 ways. Now, firstly, it's going to help you to stand out from the competition. Secondly, it's going to help Google understand exactly what it is that you do accurately when it comes to your small business. And finally, it's going to help you to improve in your niche. So it will define your niche so that people will find you specifically for your type of business. So let's jump straight in now and I'll show you how you can do this simple tip today.
What I want you to do is to go to Google and first of all type in your business name. So Zanet Design Limited for me. So you type in your business name and get then your knowledge panel to appear. So hopefully you've already got your business up and running. You've seen my previous tutorials to make sure you've claimed your business. We'll assume you've done all the basics. So you've now got your business on Google My Business and there it is on your knowledge panel. I want you to come down and see what is it that Google's highlighting. So as you go through your whole of your knowledge panel, just check to see, and hopefully you've got something like this where, and if you haven't, don't worry, because there's a few other ways in which we'll get some keywords in a moment. But here I've got, so the words work, quality. So I'm just going to make a list of what Google sees as important when it comes to my business. So work, quality, deadline, and you will have different words to this because depending on your particular type of business will obviously depend on what it is that's considered important to your users. So there you go. So I've got a list there of 7 words: work, quality, deadline, skills, service, experience and access. And there may be other words as well. You may even find actually if you did a search on someone else's business, perhaps a competitor, that you'll get some key word ideas from that too. So these are quality words. These are words that Google recognizes, looks out for, and what you need to do is you want to increase your use of those words over the next coming days. That's what we're going to do. But on top of that, we're going to include it in a few other areas as well, which I'll come on to in a minute. Now, if you haven't got these words and you haven't got them from competitors, another set of keywords also we're going to add to this, and that's by going into your business. So this is now the back end. Go to Insights on the left hand side, and then where you've got queries, take your quarter. So assuming you've been in business and Google My Business is aware of you now for the last 3 or 4 months. And here we've got, these are the queries that people have found your business by searching. So they're searching, they've come across your business, they've clicked on it, and Google's made a note of it. So you notice for me, Google Maps. Now, I don't even talk about Google Maps in any of my descriptions, but obviously I'm considered an authority because of the Google My Business that I'm doing at the moment. So I'm just going to take a note of these as well. So Google Maps, Google itself. Now, if there's any that aren't relevant to your business, then don't include them, because sometimes some unusual things come up, particularly as a web designer. When I'm helping other companies, then sometimes there can be mixed messages as a web designer because of some of my other web pages that are perhaps to do with an industry that isn't mine. But I can see, taking all these here, so there's my list there as well. Now let's just take a little bit of the logic here. The logic is if I'm being found using these types of search terms, then if I mention them more in my business, and if I mention these qualities in my business and I combine these two, then it's only going to enhance the amount of people that find me, because that's clearly there's traffic out there that's found me and clicked on me and then given those signals to Google. So that's the logic of what we're going to do today and that you need to do as well. So if you've got a list like this now, where do you put these keywords then? So I'm now going to show you how you do that. So what I'm going to do is take those keywords, head over back to my knowledge panel, and the simplest way to get these keywords into Google is to ask a question. So I'm going to click on ask a question, and I've then just written a question and answer. So I'm just going to write it out here. So what I've done here is I've taken this information, these keywords, and I've asked a question. Does Zanet Design Limited, so that's that one there, provide a Google My Business, so there's Google My Business, management service? So I've taken the word service. So there's 3 of those keywords used in that question. So now I'm going to ask that question. Now Google says you can ask your own questions and you can answer your own questions too. So I'm going to post that and I'm going to press finished. And now for me to answer that question, if I go to see all questions, and now I'm looking for that question. So if I go down here, so there you go. So does Zanet Design Limited provide a Google My Business management service? Now, it hasn't been answered. That's because I've just asked it. So let's click answer. And now I can put my answer. Now you notice here my answer. Yes, Zanet Design, and that's taken this one. Can put your business on Google Maps. So Google Maps is mentioned there. And Google's included in that, of course, as well. So put your design on, put your business on Google Maps and put our experience and skills. So we go. So we've got skills here. We've got experience there to enhance your business. Just call us today. Let's change that, or visit our website. So what we've done is out of this 15 or so keywords, we've managed to include about 7 or 8 of them just in this small amount of question and answer. And actually in some ways that then just lets Google know that's very much the type of business, those are the keywords that we want to be found in, and that will enhance Google's understanding of what we do. So that's one way in which you can make sure those keywords are covered and included in Google's understanding of your business. And of course your keywords will be different to mine. Now, before we move on, if you find this video helpful, then do give it a thumbs up, because I'm just going to show you a couple of other things you can do with these keywords as well. Obviously, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it's nice to get a following. If you do have any questions, put them in the questions in the comments below. And obviously, if you've got questions, I'll do my best to try and answer them for you. Okay, so let's move on to the second way in which you can include this set of keywords that you've managed to locate. So if you go on to info, and then come down the page and you're looking for your description, and this is one of the most important things you could ever write. You're given 750 letters or characters, and actually most of those characters are not given a lot of credit by Google, but actually the first 200 or so are. I think about 250. So you're probably talking about the first 1/3 of those characters have a massive impact. So the word web designer I'm using, but maybe I should use web design. But what does my stats here tell me? So do I want to mention any of these words, or is it all about mentioning these? So I need to kind of check through this now and see, can I enhance this? Could I rewrite this? Benefit from my local website design experience. I've got the word experience in there, so that's good. But maybe I can put service. So maybe if I put web designing service, I probably don't mention hosting enough, and hosting isn't my main thing now. So let's put service in there instead. So web designing service for over 20 years. Well, that's good. 20 years with 20 years experience. With over 20 years, with over, in fact I need to keep using the capital on the beginning because that's what I've decided to do, with over 20 years experience. Now because I've put experience there already, I can now afford to take it out here. So let's, and I've run out of words as well, so that's why that's done that. So experience. Okay, benefit from my local website. So let's change this. Let's make this now a new sentence to use up our characters. This is still within the first 250 characters, and I've got about 40 characters left. So what can I say? So I've really kind of I've not mentioned Zanet Design Limited. So let's do that, because that's important, because that's part of building your branding as well. So Zanet Design Limited, understand. Let's put that a bit in there. Zanet Design Limited, So can you see the way I'm working here? I'm just working through making sure that I just cover all bases as best I can. It doesn't mean I've got to do every single keyword that's there, but I'm just doing it in a natural way. Zanet Design Limited, understand your challenges and work with you and your business. And I could probably lose a bit more here, so I'm not going to rewrite all this live, but you just get the idea of what I'm trying to do. I'm going to rewrite this some point when I'm not live on this type of video. But I think you'll understand already now, I've managed to put Zanet Design Limited in there, which ticks the Zanet Design and Zanet Design Limited and Zanet. So those three there get ticked. I've not mentioned Google My Business really, and that's probably where I need to bring that in, because that's certainly something that I want to advertise more for my services. But I've done that in the question and answer as well. Now, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other previous videos, don't forget you can click subscribe here and subscribe to Zanet if you want to see the next video tip. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. And just also remember that if you know of anyone else who has a business that would benefit from Google My Business tips, you can click on share. And once you've clicked share, you can then share it on Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media that you prefer, or you can just copy and send the link in an email as well. So hopefully by doing that, you'll help others as well benefit from Google My Business and these optimization tips. I'll see you again soon on this video that I'm going to now provide that Google reckons you need to follow.